We have too much debt. Again, you can't just keep piling on debt. As a nation, as a person, as a freaking world, it doesn't work that way. The bubble is going to explode. In this one, again, this new one, U.S. household debt, zero hedge, rose to $12.6 trillion in 2016, the biggest jump in a decade. Why are we as a people, society, country, whatever, world, getting more in debt instead of less in debt? And I think the answer, I don't know if I should say it's simple, but we're taught and kind of even forced to consume. Hell, I was forced, you were forced to consume on this thing called Obamacare if you didn't carry health insurance. Oh, pay the fine. Pay the tax. Oh, pay as if I'm buying something, I'm consuming. Yeah, exactly. That's not really, honestly, while I could add that in here, doesn't even count. Does not even count on this. We have debt, and then we get more in debt. And then we get more in debt. Why is this happening? I think people think that it's just temporary. I'll just get into debt and I'll get out of debt. I'm going to pay that thing off. Okay, shoot, I don't have the money. Let me just put it on the credit card. Oh, they cut my hours at work. Can't pay back that credit card is good, can you? Nope. Cut hours. Cut hours. What am I going to do? Oh, I was supposed to get a pay raise. They promised me. Just got the letter date, not getting a pay raise. But you bought a few things in advance on the credit card thinking you were going to get a pay raise? Yeah, I did. Boy, that sucks, doesn't it? Shouldn't you wait for the raise before you go out and get the things? Just to make sure it's solid, it's there? Nope. It's not how we roll in America, in the Western world, especially America. Again, we consume 25%, they say, of the world's output. A small nation amongst the world, a little piece of sand in the drop of a 5-gallon bucket, if you will, that's consuming 25% of what the 5-gallon bucket of sand is producing. Wouldn't everyone look around, dude? You're a hog. You're a pig. You're a hog. Share something. Give us something for one. Oh, no. We did give you something. You're using our U.S. dollar. Dude, it's not even backed by gold. Yeah, but shh, don't tell anybody that. They're accepting it as if it is, so just shut up and keep going. Thanks, anyways. That's what we're giving you. You give us real goods, we give you paper dollars that are backed by nothing. That will ultimately become worthless. Maybe Trump will switch us into the new system, whatever it might be. Again, he's hinting around about stuff. China, we're going to agreement and level playing field, and we're going to make changes faster than anyone can expect. It'll be here sooner than you think. What are you talking about? Got to wait and see. But in the meantime, the left is all over this guy. This guy's stepping down. He's not going to take the position. You got to go. I mean, what intelligence agencies fighting? We don't want to give them intelligence. You don't want to give your boss the intelligence he needs as the president? No, because are you kidding me? Boy, this man's work's cut out for him. He's gonna be so involved in that crap, draining the swamp. How the hell is he gonna have time to deal with some of the other issues? But again, in the meantime, debt is rising massively. While it does not contain any new information to those who track the monthly G19 consumer credit release by the Fed, the quarterly New York Fed report on household debt and credit developments provides a convenient one-stop shop summary of quarterly changes in household finances. What the latest report issued this morning revealed is that the total U.S. household debt jumped in quarter four, driven by increases in credit card debt, auto and student loans, and a quarter four surge in mortgage originations, and as of December 31st, 2016, stood at $12.58 trillion, a $226 billion or 1.8% increase from the third quarter of 2016. For the full year 2016, total household debt rose by $460 billion, the biggest annual increase in a decade. Okay? So when would that be? 2006. Now I want you to think about something. What was everybody told to do in 2005 and 6? oh, the housing market, it keeps exploding. It's just going to go higher. You can make so much money. Get a house, get another house. If you can get freaking 2 or 3 houses, do it. Get the mortgage. You're going to flip them. By the time you even get that settled, in a few months, you're going to make some money. Just sell them. Hold on for a year if you need to. Sell them. You're going to make a ton of money. So people went out and got more than one house. And then the market fell out from under them. And welcome 2007, 8, especially the 8 collapse. Massive defaults, massive bankruptcies, massive foreclosures, as you know. So we're back to 2008. Let me just show you this chart if you want to take a peek. This is it. As you can see, here's 2006, right over here. It's starting to build to the peak, 2008-ish. Okay, and here we are, back there, 2017, right here. So again, 9 years, maybe. I know he said a decade, whatever. It's still accurate. So there's a problem. I just told you about this whole debt increase. So the debt increase on Americans in 2006, 7, 8 because they were buying all these extra houses with their great credit and then losing them because the market crashed. That would explain to me why the debt rose in 2006, 7, 8, peaked and then ended. The problem now is I don't think people decided in the last 2 years or so, let me go buy some extra houses again. Let me get back into that again. No. Because once someone gets burned, they don't go back. So my question is why, if nobody's doing that, and housing data suggests nobody's doing that, why are we back at the peak? That caused the last peak, the crazy housing bubble. There's no housing bubble right now. I mean, there is as far as the price. But maybe I should say bubble, excuse me. The rising debt load was due to people getting more in debt to buy houses, extra houses, again, creating the bubble. They're not out there buying 1, 2, 3 houses like they were now. So why do we have this debt, consumer debt, back up? It has to come from elsewhere. Total household debt has risen by 12.8% from its quarter 2 2013 trough and is just $99 billion or 0.8% shy of its all-time peak of $12.7 trillion set in quarter 3 2008, which I showed you from that chart. Just as the financial crisis was starting, when the bubble was being pricked. At this rate, household debt will set a new all-time high sometime in the first quarter. When measured as a percentage of GDP, total household borrowing today is 67% of nominal gross domestic product, compared with 85% in 2008. Mortgage balances are the largest component of household debt, increased during the fourth quarter by $130 billion instead of $8.48 trillion at December 31st. Additionally, all types of non-housing debt balances grew in the fourth quarter, with a $22 billion increase in auto loan balances, $32 billion increase in credit card balances, and $31 billion increase in student loan balances. So it's interesting because it said mortgage balances, the largest component of household debt. Naturally, why? Because the mortgage, as I said in my other video, a house is going to be the most expensive thing a person buys. The second most expensive thing is a car. So naturally, household debt you would expect to be a mortgage. Second would be a car, naturally. In fact, is that color coded? Mortgage, auto loan, student loan. So actually, student loan, mortgage is massive. Matter of fact, let's just pull this up. I don't have to tell you about it. You can see it if you'd like to see it. The orange-ish yellow color, mortgages, massive. But what's second place? Student loan debt. Student loan debt. Ouch. Next after that, auto loan. So this is interesting to me. This is very interesting to me because since when should student loan debt be higher than the second highest thing a person buys, expensive thing a person buys? A car. I don't think we would see numbers like this in the 70s, even the 80s. So why is it that way now? This is incredible. So now we have student loans, because remember, everybody doesn't go get a student loan. Yet, that's second place now. I was thought for sure if you would ask me, what would second place be? Oh, auto loans. For sure. It's close. It's 9% as opposed to 10%. But that's insane to me. And again, with household debt being the most, again, people live. So yeah, people are buying houses. People are getting mortgages. Sure, they're taking on that debt. It's happening. But nobody, maybe I shouldn't say nobody, because there's always some bozos out there who do it anyways. We go buy a bunch of houses at the peak, right? We go buy a bunch of houses at the peak because their peak isn't the peak. There's going to be another peak, and I'll sell in the next year to get out of it and make some money. No. If you want to buy a house or say, well, I want to buy it for asset purposes, fine. But now isn't the time. We're back at all-time high, back to 2006, etc. prices. That is not the time to buy. Wait it out a bit. Get your deal in the coming housing collapse 2.0, which I don't think is too far out. So where was I? Total household debt has risen by 12.8%. Oh, I already got that. Already covered that. Mortgage balances, again, the largest component of household debt, increased by 130 billion instead of 8.848 trillion in December. Additionally, all types of non-housing debt balances grew in the fourth quarter, with a 22 billion increase in auto loans, 32 billion in credit card balances, and 31 billion increase in student loan balances. According to Wilbert van der Kloe, an economist at the New York Fed, debt held by Americans is approaching its previous peak. Yet its composition today is vastly different than it was before, like I was just saying, as the growth in balances has been driven by non-housing debt this time. So we still have a huge housing debt, but taking us over the top now isn't the housing debt like we had in 2005, 6, 7. It's now other things, credit cards, car loans, student loans, all these other things. So I think this time around we're going to have, again, housing defaults, and that coupled with auto loan defaults. So if you want to get in to an industry where you're going to make some money, you could start right now. Pro tip from Jason at 4. Get into the auto repossession business. You're going to make a killing. You'll make a freaking killing. You may just go work for someone who has their own shop, possibly. They may pay you good bonus, right? Personally, I can't do that. I would never want to do that because I feel bad for taking something from somebody. Their car. They need their car. They got to go work. And I get it. Well, you didn't need the boat, the Jeep, and all that. Sir, I'm here to repo it. You bought all this crap. You can't afford it. I'm coming to get it. Not that case. I'm talking about the case of the person put it on a credit card or, got all this crap. I got a car loan. I can't afford the freaking thing. And now they're going to repo it. Now how am I going to get to work? I don't want to be out there taking cars from people like that. Not only that, as Gerald Celente says, when people have nothing else left to do, they lose it. And I think maybe this time around, there's going to be a lot more people who lose it than last time. And I don't think you want to be picking up their car when they lose it. Okay? Unless maybe you have a concealed carry permit and you're allowed to have a freaking gun in your state. And you want to deal with that kind of crap. But on the other side, boy, is there going to be some money. Money to be made in that industry. That's for sure. The average household debt composition in a select group of states and in the U.S. in general is shown in the chart below. As usual, California leads the pack. Debt balances increased across all debt products with a 1.6% in mortgage balances, 1.9 increase in auto balances, a 4.3 increase in credit card balances, and a 2.4 increase in student loan debt balances this quarter. So that's another thing. 4.3% credit card balances is higher than the other one. So people are tapping that credit card. What was the other one before that? 32 billion increase in credit card balances, 31 billion increase in student loan balances, and only 22 billion increase in auto loan balances. That was a previous paragraph. So again, what's taking the cake right now is actually credit card balances. So again, people are just, I'll pay it back later. I just need to get this. I'll put on the credit card. What happens when the credit card runs out? And you got a car payment. And you got the mortgage. Oh, and it was a freaking adjustable rate. Oh. Or, I'm going to get a house now. Oh, the rates are high now. Ooh. I'm not going to be able to get that car like I wanted because I got to pay this freaking mortgage. And I have to get a cheaper car. Right? You're going to have to lower your American lifestyle standards. But maybe you already have the car, but you got to get a house. Now you're going to live paycheck to paycheck, even though you're kind of middle class, just because all these damn things are so expensive, and you're buying a freaking house at the high. You want to buy a house? Do not buy the house at the high. Buy, if you can, when there's blood on the streets, like the banksters do. However, what if that's 4 or 5 years from now? And you don't want to wait that long. I get it. But that doesn't mean, well, the hell with it, I'm going to go buy right now because I just need to do this. Why do you need to do it right now? Why do you need to get a house at the all-time high? Rent a freaking house. Rent the freaking house for 2-3 years, maybe. I do believe, strongly believe, that in 2 to 3 years, there's going to be some really, really good deals again. Like incredible deals. It's just my opinion. But this is data. Again, this is data that is extremely useful. It is valuable. This paints a completely different picture than what the mainstream media tells us and what the government tells us. Well, the jobless numbers came out today, and 130,000 were expected, and it actually got, it was less than that. It was 120,000. Markets rally. Up next month, revision wasn't 120,000. It was actually 140,000 jobless, worse than the 131,000 they thought it was going to be. Doesn't matter. Markets are rallying today anyways. But this data, no need for revision here. Because if there's a revision here, the numbers are going to be worse. And they already suck as they are. So it's not like they're coming out, oh, those are good numbers. Oh, I'm doing a good video today. Jason 4, here's a good chart. The debt's down, student loan debt's down, it's being paid off, credit card debts, less people use this is great. No. As much as I'd love to come do that and give you some feel-good news, it would be real feel-good news. It'd make you feel, oh, that's good news. Oh, that's good. We're all doing better now. No. Nothing's getting better in this respect. The debt is getting worse, both for countries and consumers. Get the hell out of debt as best as you can. Take care.
If you enjoyed this video, put the likes and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.